So we can solve for the sum of the terms of the given arithmetic sequence by using the following formula. So formula number 1 natin, we have S of n equals, we have n over 2 times quantity 2 times a sub 1 plus quantity n minus 1 times t. And then for formula number 2, we have S of n equals n over 2 times quantity a sub 1 plus a sub n. Wherein, ito yung mga corresponding representation natin with those terms. So when you say S sub n, so these are the sum of the terms. A sub 1 naman natin, we have our first term. Our a sub n is our n term, or sometimes the last term of the given sequence. And then d is our common difference. So we can use formula number 1 provided we have values for n, values for a sub 1, and value for the common difference. We can use formula number 2 if we have values for n, a sub 1, and the value for a sub n. So ito siya. So if a sub 1, n, and d are given, so formula 1 is convenient to use. So if a sub 1, a sub n are given, and also with the value of n, we can use the formula 2 instead. So for example, number 1, find the sum of the first 20 terms of the arithmetic sequence 18, 23, 28, 33, and 38. So in this case, tatry muna natin siya i-solve or i-compute by manual computation. So far, meron tayong 18 as our first term. Meron tayong 23 as our second term. 28 as our third term. Then 33 as our fourth term. And then we have 38 as our a sub 5. So going back dun sa naging discussion natin before, if we will compute for the common difference or assign a rule, ang rule natin dito is to add 5 to the preceding term. So far, meron na tayong first 5 terms of the sequence. So, ang kailangan natin is to form the all 20 terms of the given sequence. So, in short, we will try to generate the next terms natin by continuously adding 5 to the preceding term. So, like for example, meron tayo dyan 43, meron tayo dyan 48, we have 53, we have 58, and then we have 63. Hanggang dito sa part ng 63, so we have a sub 10 or the first 10 terms of the sequence. Meron tayo ditong 68, we have 73, we have 78, we have 83, and then we have 88. Hanggang dito sa part na to, we have a sub 11, ay a sub 15, sorry. We have a sub 15. Next natin, after that, we have 93, we have 98, we have 103, and then meron tayong, lagay ko na lang sa baba, we have 108, and then we have 118 as the last term of this given sequence. So, yung 180 natin will be the 20th term of the sequence. So, try natin siyang i-add yung first term up to the 20th term using our calculator. So, try natin itong gawin or i-solve using the use of our calculator. Kasi ito naman talaga yung yung normal approach if we don't have calculators. If we don't have formulas, di ba? Ito yung pwede nating ma-establish or ma-form. So, let's try. So, even though nagka-calculate tayo dito, sa case na to, medyo mahirap pa rin siyang i-perform since medyo marami yung terms, di ba? Pagkaya na nasa screen natin so far, ang na-i-plug pa lang ni Sir so far is yung first 5 terms of the sequence. Wala pa yung mga dinagdag natin. And also, we have to be careful dun sa mga pina-plug natin kasi nga, ilang terms din to eh. Then, nakakalito rin siya in some point. So, natapos na natin yung another 5. So, ako masasuggest ko siguro pag pina-plug natin siya, by 5 terms yung pagpa-plug natin para at least, di ba? Hindi tayo masyadong malito or hindi tayo masyadong mahirapan in plugging those terms. So far yung tapos ko ng 15, going 16 na ako, papuntang 20. So napaplug na natin yung mga terms na need natin in order to answer this problem. 118 ba? I think ano lang no, 113 lang yata, no? Tama ba? Or may kulang tayo? 113 lang yata, no? 113 lang yung last term natin. So, let's see. Parang may error tayo. 63, correct naman, di ba? 43, 58, 53, 58, and then we have 63. 68, 73, 78, 83, and then we have 88. So, tama lang, no? 113 lang pala. So, kulang. Ano, yung ano natin, nalagay natin sa screen, sobra. So, we have 1,310. Pagawin natin tong isang term na to kasi baka ma-confuse yung iba. Naging plus 10 pala yung nilagay natin dito sa part na to. Instead of 118, pagawin natin siya, itong case na to will be equal to 113. Then, after adding those terms, mula dun sa part ng 18 hanggang 113, we will come up with a value of 1,310. So this will be the sum of the arithmetic sequence of the given sequence. So let's try naman siyang i-solve or i-compute natin siya using yung formula natin. Kasi ngayon, kaya pa natin siyang gawin since we need to add only 20 terms. Pero yung 20 terms na yun, mahirap na rin siya. Naging madali lang siya in some point or in some sense kasi nga add by 5 yung ginagamit natin. What if pag hindi na siya add by 5 and what if pag more than 20 terms na yung involved? So in this case, try natin munang i-establish or tingnan yung mga try muna natin tingnan yung mga given na meron tayo. Try natin erase ko lang muna yung nasa slide natin. Hindi na i-erase. So, hindi na i-erase yung nasa slide. So, continue na lang natin. Try natin establish na lang kung ano yung mga terms natin. And then, let's see kung anong formula yung most appropriate to be used in answering itong mga given problem, itong mga given terms natin. So, yung a sub 1 daw will be 18. So, it is very obvious naman kasi since given naman siya dito. Next natin, yung difference natin is 5. Makukuha natin yung difference by 5, di ba? By considering consecutive terms. Meron tayong a sub 2 minus a sub 1. Ang a sub 2 natin is 23. Ang a sub 1 natin is 18, di ba? When you subtract 3 by 18, ang value natin will be 5. So, nakuha na natin yung d. Remember, pag na-observe natin or na-establish natin yung d, most of the time, di ba, we use formula number 1. Kasi sa formula number 2, hindi naman required to have the value of d. Then yung n natin will be equal to 20 because of this term. Yung nakalagay na first 20 terms of the given sequence. So upon knowing that a sub 1 is 18, d is equal to 5, and then n is equal to 20, we can use the formula. Ito yung formula number 1 natin. So yung s sub n natin will be equal to s sub 20 since the value of n is equal to 20. Then yung n over 2 natin will become 20 over 2 since the value of n is 20. Then itong mahabang term natin inside this grouping symbol, meron tayong 2 times a sub 1. Our a sub 1 is 18, so we have 2 times 18. Itong part naman na to, we have n minus 1 times d. Since n is equal to 20, so we have open and close parenthesis 20 minus 1. And then the common difference is 5 lang, di ba, sa case na to. Pagawin natin. So yung common difference natin will be equal to 5. So you have to substitute the known values. Then after this, we simplify. We divide yung 20 by 2 to make it 10. Yung 2 times 18, multiply natin to get 36. We subtract 20 and 1 to get 19, and then we have 5. Ito yung may iwan sa atin. So we have 10 times open bracket 36 plus open and close parenthesis 19 times 5, and then we have close bracket. Next natin, we multiply yung 19 and 5 to make it 95. And then copy yung 36 and then copy yung 10 outside the sum of 36 and 95. Then next natin, we add 36 and 95 to get 131. We multiply 10 by 131, so the resulting value or the sum of the given sequence will be equal to 1,310. So for our final answer, therefore, the sum of the first 20 terms of the sequence 18, 23, 28, 33, and 38 will be equal to 1,310. If you will notice, hindi na natin generate yung 6th term natin up to the 20th term of the given sequence in order to get the sum. Kung mapapansin nyo, ang need lang natin in this case is yung value lang ng a sub 1, yung i-establish lang natin yung common difference, and then we identify the value of n based on the keyword. So nasagutan na natin kagad directly yung number 1. Next natin, case number 2 or formula number 2. Aside of using formula number 1, we can also use formula number 2. But before that, we can utilize it. We need to find the value of a sub 20. Yung diniscuss ito sa klase, di ba? Some of you, sabi, kaya kagad siyang i-compute or kaya kagad natin gamitin tong formula na to kung nasa baba. Kasi ang thinking nila, meron na tayong a sub 1 as 18 and then we have a sub n as 113. Whereas, wala naman talaga tayong ganun. Nagkaroon lang tayo ng 113 simply because we generate 113 by continuously adding 5 to the preceding term. Pero hindi naman sa lahat ng times, we upward those computations. So, hindi natin siya magagawa all the time. Gagawin natin is we will try to identify the value of a sub 20 using this formula. So, recall nyo lang yung formula about a sub n is equal to a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. Ano pa yung mga corresponding terms na kailangan natin in using this formula? So, we need a sub 1, we need the value of n, we need the value of d in order to solve for the value of a sub n. Ito yung hinahanap sa atin. Yung a sub 1 based on the problem is 18. Ang n natin is equal to 20. Ang common difference natin, di ba, is 5 upon subtracting yung first term na, yung second term as 23, yung first term as 18. And then, we will try to solve for the value of a sub 10 since a sub 20, since the value of n is equal to 20. Ito talaga yung nawawala. Yan siya. Then after that, substitute the following terms dito sa formula. Di ba yung a sub n is a sub 20, yung a sub 1 is 18, yung term a n minus 1 natin will be 20 minus 1 since the value of n is 20. And then the common difference of 5. So yan siya. Next natin, i-copy 18, we simplify 20 minus 1 to make it 19, then times 5. Next natin, we begin with multiplication, then followed by addition. Multiply 19 and 5 to get 95, and then just add by 18. So 18 plus 95 will be equal to 113. So this will be equal to 113. To answer itong given problem natin, di ba, since we have a sub 1 as 18, we have a sub n as 113, kailangan pa rin dyan yung value ng n. Di ba, kailangan pa rin yung value ng n dyan. So mas maganda to ng konti pag ang situation natin, verify na yung first term and the last term of the given sequence. Using the formula for finding the sum of the arithmetic sequence, we have s of n equals n over 2 times a sub 1 plus a sub n. Since s of n yan and n is equal to 20, so it means we need to get the sum of the 20 terms of the given sequence. Then yung n over 2 natin will be equal to 20 over 2 since n is equal to 20. And then yung a sub 1 natin is 18, and then yung a sub n natin will be equal to 113. Next natin, we simplify this. Yung 20 over 2 natin will be equal to 10. And then yung 18 plus 130 natin will be equal to 131. So multiply 10 by 131. So we will come up with the value of 1,310 for the sum of all the terms of this given sequence. So nakita natin na by generating yung given terms natin using the idea of common difference or yung principle of identifying the rule, nag-come up tayo with 1,310. And then we also solve this given problem using formula number 1. So 1,310 din siya. And we also computed this problem using formula number 2. We identify first the value of a sub 20 as 113, and then afterwards, solve din natin yung problem na to as 1,310. Next natin, doon tayo sa number 2. Example number 2. In the arithmetic sequence -3, 4, 11, and 18, find the sum of the first 26 terms. Itong part na to kagaya lang din ng example number 1. But this time, I will not generate yung mga terms natin. Kasi it is time consuming kung sa lahat ng situations gagawin natin siya, di ba? Saka hindi naman tayo may calculator all the time para mag-add lang ng mag-add ng term and then ma-add lahat ng term ng sequence to generate the sum of the given arithmetic sequence. Kailangan masana rin tayo or maging familiar talaga kayo with the use of the formula. Kailangan daw first 26 terms of the sequence. So ano yung mga terms na pwede natin ma-utilize? So yung -3 natin will be our a sub 1, yung 4 will be a sub 2, yung 11 will be a sub 3, and then yung 18 will be equal to a sub 4. Very obvious naman that our a sub 1 is -3. Walang problem about dyan. Yung n natin will be 26 because of the word first 26 terms. Ang question na lang yung value ng d. Diba hindi natin, sabi natin, we can use solve the value of d by getting the difference of a sub 2 and a sub 1. Pero ako, nung diniscuss ko ito sa klase, pinakita ko that we can also use a sub 3 minus a sub 2. Medyo mas maganda lang ng konti pag positive ang both inuwin and subtrahin natin. Diba, ang a sub 3 ko is 11, ang a sub 2 ko is 4, diba? When you subtract 11 by 4, ang answer natin will be equal to 7. Kasi kung arithmetic sequence naman to, hindi naman question kung anong consecutive terms yung i-establish natin. Pero we can also use din naman yung a sub 2 minus a sub 1. A sub 2 natin is 4, ang a sub 1 natin is -3, di ba? When you subtract 4 by -3, para lang din siya nagiging 4 plus 3. So when you have 4 minus -3, this will be also equal to 7. So nakuha na natin yung d is equal to 7. In this case, since we have a sub 1, value of d, saka yung value of n, pwede natin gamitin yung formula number 1. Yung formula number 1 in getting the sum of this given problem. Yung s sub n natin will be equal to s sub 26 since the value of n is 26. Yung n over 2 natin will be equal to 26 over 2 since yung n pa rin is 26. Next natin, we have 2 times a sub 1. Our a sub 1 is -3, so we have 2 times -3. Yung n minus 1 natin will be equal to 26 minus 1 since n is equal to 26. Then yung common difference natin will be equal to 7. Next natin, we simplify this. 26 over 2 is 13. Multiply nyo yung 2 and -3 to make it -16. Dito naman sa case na to, we have 26 minus 1 will be 25. Then times nyo by 7. So 25 times 7 is equal to 175. Siguro ito yung part na medyo na-miss out dito. Then we have 13 times the sum of -6 and 175. Yung -6 plus 175, para na lang din siya naging 175 minus 6. So 175 minus 6 is equal to 169. So 169 times 13 is equal to 2,197. So for example number 2, ito yung magiging solution natin or ito yung magiging approach natin in getting the sum of the 26 terms of the sequence. Hindi na necessarily hinahanap kung ano yung last term. Hindi na generate ni sir yung a sub 5 up to a sub 26 kasi we have formula naman to answer this given type of problem. Mga makakapanood ng live natin, don't be shy to comment dun sa comment section natin. So whether mapanood na siya ng live or mapanood mo siya ng on your own pace or on your own time. Maganda rin na nagko-comment tayo para kahit paano ma-acknowledge ni sir kung sino yung mga nakakapanood so far nung natin or nakapanood nung live natin. So balikan lang natin yung channel natin para mapakita ko ulit sa inyo kung saan natin siya possible makita after natin matapos yung live. When natapos yung live ko mamaya, very obvious naman na may iwan yung longer version ng discussion ko dito. Ito yung naging discussion ko yesterday. Tapos, ito rin yung naging discussion natin last week, di ba? Last week ko kasi naisipan simulan to Or 2 weeks ago ko siya naisipan simulan ito. So, dito na siya makikita. And then, dito sa part ng video, may nilagay din tayong tinatry ko siyang i-tap yung part na yun or kinukuha yung clip para at least hindi ganun kaapa yung papanoorin nyo. Like for example, yung week number 1, hinati ko siya into 5 since we have 5 lessons. Itong week number 2, may 3 tayong lesson. So, pag natapos ko ito ngayon, if I still have time, tatry ko mag-upload ng 3 dito. Nandito yung lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3. Ganun yung magiging setup natin para hindi nyo na kailangan panoorin yung longer version ng live natin. Kasi nga, pwede naman natin siyang putol-putulin, especially dun sa mga part na pwede niyang mapanood, di ba? At least yung discussion natin. So, by the way, meron na pala nanonood from my advisory class. So, I hope na mas marami pang makapanood na ito or patignan natin itong mga dinidiscuss natin dito sa live natin. Kasi nga, hindi naman sa lahat ng times, di ba? Hindi naman sa lahat ng times, okay tayo most of the time sa klase. Doon tayo sa example number 3. So, for example, number 3, find the sum of all even integers between 1 and 101. Sabi natin yung term na even integers. So, dapat very familiar tayo dyan or very careful tayo with the term even integers. Since we have 1 to 101, it means positive integers yung tinutukoy natin dito. Diba? We have positive integers. When you say even numbers, these are numbers ending with 2, 4, then 6, then 8, then syempre even 0. Sa case natin, we will not start with 0 since ang interval natin is 1 to 101. Mag-start tayo with 2, 4, 6, and then 8. Tapos yung next term natin will be equal to 10. Basta lahat ng terms ending with 2, 4, 6, 8, and then even 0. Or sometimes, doon sa mga naging sagot nyo sa akin ng recitation before, sabi nyo, these are numbers that are divisible by 2. Or these are numbers that are multiples of 2. Diba? We accept those answers kasi yun naman talaga yung tamang way to define the term even number. Next natin, yung a sub 1 natin will be equal to 2. Kasi nga, diba sabi natin, although 0 is an even number, pero wala siya din sa interval. Kasi sinabi naman natin 1 is in the interval 1 to 101, pero 1 is an odd number, so hindi siya kasama doon. Next natin, yung magiging value ng d natin will be equal to 2. Bakit siya magiging equal to 2? Kasi yung first term natin, di ba, is 2. Yung second term natin will be equal to 4. Kasi, di ba, after 2, yung next even number is 4. Get the difference, so we have a sub 2 minus a sub 1. We have a sub 2 minus a sub 1. Yung a sub 2 natin, di ba, is equal to 4. Then yung a sub 1 natin is 2. So, when you subtract 4 by 2, ang resulting value natin is 2. Wala nang question about this na b is equal to 2. Okay na rin tayo with a sub 1 is equal to 2. Problem na lang natin, itong part na to. We have n equals to 50. So, ilan ba yung ma-generate natin from 1 to 101? Actually, diba, kung meron tayong 100 terms, when you divide yung 100 terms by 2, diba, let's say meron tayong 1 to 100 na lang. Divide natin yung 100 by 2 kasi dalawa lang naman yan diba? Kung di siya even, add number siya. When you divide 100 by 2, ang resulting value natin will be equal to 50. So in short yan, meron tayong 50 na even, meron tayong 50 na odd. Meron tayong 50 na even, meron tayong 50 na odd. Then since kung 1 to 100 lang to, diba? Kung 1 to 100 lang. Pero kung 1 to 101, yung 101 is also an odd number naman So, hindi siya magiging problem at all. Diba? Hindi siya magiging problem at all. So, ang magiging answer natin dito sa part ng add 51. Ang kailangan lang naman natin yung 50 even numbers, di ba? Ito lang yung kailangan natin. So we have 50 even numbers. In this solution, pinakita natin siya na nasolve natin to using formula number 2. Pinakita siya using formula number 2, pero you can also solve this using formula number 1. Actually, dito sa pinakita sa formula number kung iisipin formula number 1 yan kasi we have a sub 1 and saka yung d. Pero dito yung naging approach, sinolve nila to or tinry nilang isolve to using formula number 2. Next natin, itong part na to, you can use this formula to generate the last term. Actually, kahit hindi mo na nga ito gamitin Diba? Kahit hindi mo na siya gamitin. Kasi magiging problem mo lang dyan, itong 100, 101, saka 102. Remember, yung 102 is an even number pero wala na siya sa interval. So, we cross out yung 102. Yung 101 nasa interval but since it is an odd number, so hindi natin siya i-consider. Yung last even number natin from 1 to 101 will be equal to 100. So, pwede mo nakakagilagay dyan Yung a sub n natin or a sub 50 natin will be equal to 100. Pero dito kasi since nasa discussion tayo. So, papakita natin yung way kung paano siya diniscuss. So, a sub n will be equal to a sub 50 since the value of n is equal to 50. Then, a sub 1 is 2. Then, we have n minus 1. So, we have 50 minus 1. Yung common difference natin is 2. Simplify this. Subtract yung 50 and 1 to get 49. And then, times siya by 2. Then, add by 2. So, 49 times 2 is 98. Then 98 plus 2 is 100. So, dito sa part na to, meron na tayong a sub 1 as 2, meron na tayong a sub n or a sub 50 as 100, and then meron na tayong value ng n as n equals 50. Using formula number 2, yung s sub n natin will be equal to s sub 50. Yung n over 2 natin is equal to 50 over 2. Yung a sub 1 natin is 2, yung a sub n natin is 100. So, divide natin to, 50 over 2 is 25. Add natin yung 2 and 100 to get 102. So, multiply yung 25 by 102 to get 2,550. Ito yung magiging sagot natin. Try ko lang itignan yung slide natin kung meron pa bang solution na ginamit. Nakalagay kasi dito, you can use formula number 1 for easier computation. Siguro hindi na necessary susulat yun. And then, try ko na lang siyang i-plug or ipakita dito sa calculator natin. Using yung mga given na na-establish natin. Iba lang formula natin sa case na to is we have n over 2, di ba? Yung n natin is 50, then divided by 2. Puro para safe, lagyan na lang din natin siya ng operation, multiplication. Sa ibang calculate, okay naman kahit wala nang ganyan Lagyan na lang natin. Next natin, we have 2 times a sub 1. So, meron tayong 2. Then, times natin siya by, we have 2 times yung a sub 1 natin is 2, di ba? So, we have 2 times 2 plus, we have n minus 1. So, we have 50 minus 1. Pinatry ko siyang isolve or ipakita using formula number 1. And then, plus the common difference of 2, di ba? So, dalawang close parenthesis. So, nag-syntax error. Check natin kung ano yung naging problem or isang part nagkaroon ng problem. So, yan. So, yan hindi na naging sagot. So, nagkaroon tayong answer as 2,550 using yung formula number 1. Ito yung ginamit ni Sir doon sa kung papansin nyo, ito yung ginamit ko doon sa part ng calculator. Hindi na natin siya pinype or sinulat kasi medyo mahirap. Ito siya. Ito yung way kung paano ko siya tinype doon sa calculator. Yung isa naman, syempre, formula number 2 ko. Hindi siya i-solve sa formula number 3 kasi mas maganda naman talaga siya i-solve or i-compute using formula number 2. Next natin, dito tayo sa example number 4. So example number 4, a room has 10 rows of seats. The first row is 10, contains 10 seats. The second row contains 12 seats. The third row contains 14 seats and so on. How many seats are there in the last row? How many seats are there in the room? So dalawa yung question natin. Diba nung diniscuss ko ito sa klase, ito yung tinawag ko as my question A. Itong part naman na ito yung tinawag ko as my question B. So dalawang approach yung gagamitin natin. And then, kung meron tayong chance, di ba, pinakita ko sa inyo kung ano yung itsura niyan. Like, for example, ito yung unang row. Diba, yan yung unang row. Nilagay ko dyan, 10 seats. Diba, pinakita ni Sir yun. Itong unang part daw is 10 seats. Let's say, ito yung second row. Medyo mahirap lang siya i-drawing dito, ah. Pero dun sa ano, pinakita natin yun. So, itong part na to, this will be equal to 12 seats, di ba? Hanggang sa, let's say, kung meron pa tayo space dito, ito yung magiging 10th row natin. Diba? This will be our 10th row or last row. Ilang seats kaya yung meron dyan sa case na yan? Ilang seats kaya yan? So, ito yung magiging approach natin or way on how to solve this. Yung a room has 10 rows of seats. Ito yung magiging value ng n mo. Ito yung magiging value ng n mo. So, in this case, we can identify yung a sub 1 hanggang a sub 10. Kasi, afford naman natin siya dahil medyo konti lang. Pero, hindi naman natin kailangan ipakita yan kasi nga, since we have formula. Yung first row natin contain 10 seats. This will be our a sub 1. Okay na, this will be our a sub 1. Yung second row contains of 12 seats. This will be our a sub 2. Okay na, this will be our a sub 2. Then the third row contains 14 seats. Ito naman yung magiging a sub 3 natin. So a sub 3 is equal to 14 and so on. So how many seats are there in the last row? How many seats are there in the room? Ito yung magiging setup natin. Kung nalagay natin siya in number sequence context, meron tayong 10, then followed by 12, then followed by 14. Tapos, following this pattern, generate natin hanggang dito sa pang 10. And then, after generating yung 4th term hanggang 10th term, yun yung magiging sum ng mga seats natin in total. Or, kailangan din natin gamitin yung formula in finding the nth term kasi hindi pa natin alam kung ilang seats meron dun sa given room natin, dun sa last row. So, dun tayo sa A. To solve for A, gamitin natin tong formula na to. Yung n natin will be equal to 10, yung a sub 1 natin will be equal to 10 also. Then, yung d natin is equal to 2. Bakit kaya siya naging 2? Kasi nga, di ba ang formula to be used is we have a sub 2 minus a sub 1. And ang na-solve natin dito, ang a sub 2 daw is 12, ang a sub 1 is 10. So, when you subtract 12 by 10, ang value natin will be equal to 2. Yan, so. Itong dalawa, hindi ko na ito binanggit kasi even banggitin natin siya or hindi, especially dito sa formula, hindi naman na siya totally magmamatter. Although, ginamit din natin siya kahit paano, di ba? Para ma-establish natin that the common difference of this given problem is 2. Next natin, a sub 20, so mali ito, I think, no? A sub 10 dapat, no? Wala dito sa part na to, ha? Ito yung napansin din ng mga bata ko. So, instead of a sub 20, a sub 10 lang. Why a sub 10? Because yung n natin, di ba, is just 10. Meron lang tayong 10 rows of seats. So, yung a sub 1 natin is 10 also. Then, n minus 1. So, since n is equal to 10, so we have 10 minus 1, 10 times 2. Then, we simplify. 10 minus 1 is 9. Then, 9 times 2 is 18. And then, add by 10. So, we have 10 plus 18. So, 10 plus 18 is 28. So, ito yung magiging sagot natin doon sa first question natin, yung letter A. So, there are 28 seats in the last row. Or kung ipatry natin siyang sagutin using yung common difference natin or rule, di ba meron tayong 10, meron tayong 12, 14, ito yung first 3 given natin. Pag hinahanap nyo yung pang-4, so this will be equal to 16, tapos yung pang-5, 18 naman. And then, we have 20, we have 22, dun sa pang-7 natin, we have 24, then we have 26, tapos itong part na to, this will be equal to 28. Ito yung mangyayari dyan. Ito yung masolve natin. Ito yung ma-generate natin by continuously adding 2 dun sa given term natin sa sequence. So, nasagot na natin yung letter A. For letter B, para masagot yung letter B, kung generate nyo pa siya kagaya ng pinakita ko dito, i-add nyo na lang yan. So, you add 10 by 12, by 14, by 16, by 18, by 20, by 22, by 24, by 26, and by 28. Pero syempre, sa case natin, we will not do that kasi mahirap naman yung ganyung situation. na nag-add pa tayo na nag-add, diba? Lalo kung medyo malaki yung given natin. Maganda lang sa example number 4 kasi diba, i-relate itong problem na to in real life situations. Ito daw pala yung magiging itsura niyan. So for letter B, find the sum of 10, 12, 14 up to 28 using formula number 2. Ano ba yung formula number 2? Diba sa formula number 2, unit A sub 1. A sub 1 natin is 10. Ang A sub n natin is 28. And then, yung n natin will be equal to 10. Ito lang yung tatlong terms na kailangan natin in order to answer this problem. Yung S of n natin is S of 10 since the value of n is 10. Yung n over 2 natin is 10 over 2 since the value of n is 10. A sub 1 natin is 10. Ito yun. And then, 28 naman yung A sub n. Ito siya. So, we divide 10 by 2 to get 5. We add 10 and 28 to get 38. And then we multiply 5 by 38. Ang resulting value natin is 190. So, hindi ko na siguro ipapakita siya dun sa calculus kasi diba, pinakita ko sa example number 1 na even though hindi natin gagamitin yung formula, as long as tama yung terms na na-generate natin, we will come up dun sa right value natin for the sum of the given arithmetic sequence. So, therefore, para masagutan yung number 2, use formula, yung second part ng problem natin, for example, number 4, we use formula number 2. So, ito yung magiging answer natin. So, therefore, there are 190 seats in the room. Next natin, doon tayo sa example number 5. So, example number 5 natin, I know, very familiar naman na kayo with this Christmas carol. So, tinry natin i-relate yung celebration natin ng Christmas with the use of the arithmetic sequence, especially yung idea or concept about the arithmetic series. So, part of the popular Christmas carol is the line, on the 12 days of Christmas. May true love give to me. Diba, kinanta pa natin to or nire-recite ko pa to sa room para at least may explain natin siya or mapakita natin siya ng maayos. Diba, normally mag-start tayo dito, then after nyan, dito sa part na yun, tapos pababa. Diba, ganyan yung magiging setup natin. Start tayo dito sa pinakamababa, tapos aangat tayo, tapos pababa ulit yung pagganta natin until mabot tayo dito sa part na to. So, I will try to recite or sing yung first part ng Christmas carol natin para dun sa ilan na hindi masyadong familiar with this Christmas carol. Diba, we have a partridge in a pear tree, and then we have 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. We have 3 hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. Diba ganun yung way or right way natin in reciting or singing this Christmas carol. So try natin siya mula doon sa part ng 12 until we reach yung a partridge in the pear tree. So we have 12 drummers drumming, 11 pipers piping, 10 lords a leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a milking, 7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying, and then yung 5, lalakas tayo dito ng konti. We have 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. Yung partridge in a pear tree natin, in terms of quantity, 1 lang yun. Para ma-observe nyo rin na may mga numbers tayo na nakikita for every types or for every variant ng gifts natin. Ito yung question natin. So, how many gifts were given on the 12 days of Christmas? Siyempre, kung may time tayo, you will just add yung 12 by 11, by 10, by 9, by 8, by 7, by 6, by 5, by 4, by 3, by 2, and then by 1, or pabaliktad. Ano siyempre, in this case, we will apply yung idea natin or concept natin about yung formula natin, yung idea about the arithmetic series. Ito yung gagawin, find the sum of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, up to 12. So, using formula number 2 pa rin yung ginamit nila. So, for formula number 2, ano yung mga kailangan natin? We have A sub 1. Yung A sub 1 natin, di ba, ang keyword natin dyan, yung term or word na partridge. Ilang partridge ba yung meron tayo dyan sa song or carol? Di ba, ang partridge natin dun is 1. Yung A sub N natin, ang keyword natin dyan, yung or key term natin dyan, yung drummers. Diba? Meron tayong ilang drummers na nagda-drumming. So, all in all, meron tayong 12. Next natin, yung N natin, yung type of gifts natin, di ba? Meron tayong 12 different types of gifts. So ito yung mga kailangan natin na given to answer this problem. By the way, ito na rin pala yung last, no? Mag-end na yung live natin for this topic, and then I will try to form another live na lang para dun sa week number 3. Kasi para hindi siya maghalo. Sabihin na natin, tatry kong ma-discuss yung week 3 pero I don't know kung matatapos ko siya for today. Pag hindi man, tatry na lang tayo mag-formulate ng new set of live. Kasi ang plano ko for each live, ang maximum na allotted time natin is 1 hour lang. Pag medyo alanganin na, pinuputol na natin to form another set of live. Kasi medyo mahaba na siya pag pinapanood. So we have S sub 12. So since ang value ng N natin is 12, so we have 12 over 2 or N over 2. Yung A sub 1 natin is 1. Yung A sub N natin is 12. So we simplify, 12 divided by 2 is 6. 1 plus 12 is equal to 13. So i-multiply natin yung 6 by 13. So 6 by 13 is 17. Ito pala yung maging answer natin. So this will be our answer. So thus the true love gave 78 gifts on the 12 days of Christmas. Ako personally, nag-wonder din ako kasi all in all 78 pala yun. Kasi syempre, diba, minsan kanta lang tayo ng kanta without knowing kung ilan talaga siya in total. Pero right now, may idea na kayo that yung certain individual dito will receive a total of 78 gifts. Ito siya using formula number using formula number 2. Pag-try natin siya i-solve using formula number 1, ganun pa rin. Yung A sub 1 natin is 1 because of the term a partridge in a pear tree. Next natin, yung N natin is still 12 because of the number of gifts of 12. And then next natin, yung part ng D, we have A sub 2 minus A sub 1. Kahit anong consecutive term. Sa case natin, ang pinansin ko dyan, yung number ng turtle doves. Diba? We have the number of turtle doves. And then, sinubtract natin doon sa part ng yung quantity or term natin for our partridge. Yan siya. Diba, meron tayong dalawang turtle doves, meron tayong isang partridge, so 2 minus 1 is 1, so meron tayong 1. Ito yung kailangan nating i-substitute if we want to use formula number 1. Yung formula number 1. So, I think, ito nga yun. So, formula number 1, we have 12 over 2, 6. 2 times 1 means we have 1 for the partridge. So, 2 times 1 is 2. So, 12 minus 1 is 11 times 1. Common difference of 1, di ba? So, 11 times 1 is 11. Then, 11 plus 2 is 13. Multiply 6 by 13. So, ang resulting value natin will be equal to 78. So, that's all for the meantime for this discussion alone. Kasi, tinry naman natin tapusin lang muna yung discussion natin for week number 2. So, meron pala akong dating advisory class din si Paulo. So, the same sa atin sa Caloocan High School, sa school nila.